Today we're going to talk about how thrifting and fishing have a lot of similarities. Now, I don't know if any of you have gone fishing. I grew up with a pond and I would actually go out by myself on this little raft and fish. Sometimes I had an actual fishing pole, other times I had a long piece of wood. I put staples in it. I tied up some fishing line and I couldn't find hooks some days and I used a safety pin. And I mean, that's crazy. I don't think I ever caught a fish doing that, but the desire was there. I'd go out to the pond, I'd sit in the raft. It was actually like a wooden flat raft with floats underneath it. I can't even imagine what the size of our pond was, or the safety issues of letting a young child, probably 10 years old, go to a pond by herself, but that's what you did in the 80s. So this resonates with me, and when I go to the thrift store, it's kind of like fishing. There's the waiting, the watching, and the moment you strike. So yesterday we arrived at 10 a.m., as we often do, and we walk in and we start scanning the store. Now, we were there the night before, so there wasn't a lot different, and I was kind of getting ready to go. And I think it was about 30 minutes in, because David was in the book section and the record section and the magazine section, that I kind of walked past where there's an opening to the back where they do all their sorting. And I spotted a cart. And this cart is like a bakery cart, and there's all these trays that slide in and out. That's how they bring out the new inventory. They roll it out, they leave it in an aisle, and then the volunteers there start emptying the carts. So cart time is awesome. I've done a lot of videos about what I found on the carts. This morning I spotted these gorgeous aqua turquoise dishes, and something said to me that they looked like Denby. Denby is an English pottery company. They were actually founded in 1809, if you can believe that, and they make durable stoneware meant to be used every day. I spent 4 years in England, and my first marriage, our original dishes were actually Denby pattern that we received by gifts. And so I recognize them. I see them a lot in the wild, and even though they're from the UK, there's a lot of people here that collect them. So this one had an aqua turquoise glaze, and it was almost like there were waves on it. So I stepped away and quickly looked up Denby Wave on my phone to see if I'd get a hit. And I had success. I found by looking up Denby Wave in Google that it was called Denby Azure. So I went into eBay, I did a quick search of sold prices, and some of the bowls and some of the mugs sold for $30 each, and this cart was loaded with them. My thoughts about intuition and instinct when thrifting is that sometimes the item speaks to you. When I saw those dishes on that cart, I felt like there was something really important about them. Next came a moment of incredible patience because the cart seemed full. It seemed like it was ready to come out, and we waited and we waited and we waited. And I took a video of it. In fact, I'm going to post the video. Here I am walking around with my shopping cart, waiting for the new inventory cart to come out. It really tested everything, and I said a few times to David that we should just go. I mean, it's not worth it, although it might have been with the sold comps being so positive. And it's just like when you're fishing, the fish is there and you just don't know if you'll land it. And at this point, our stress levels were rising, our uncertainty was rising. We had a little bit of loss of control as we were just getting so impatient about waiting for this cart to come out. And the employees were chatting away and telling stories to each other, and we're just sitting there, and I'm sure they thought we were stalking them or something. Every time we would see someone come out of that back, our eyes would flash up. We'd look to see if the cart was there. We'd listen for the cart's wheels to move. I mean, in some ways, it was ridiculous. We were watching the employee routines. We were trying to predict when it would come out. I was getting hungry. I knew we had to get going. We had not only an estate to stage, we had an appointment later that morning in Guerneville. So trying to be patient about some dishes seemed a little ridiculous. And I'll be honest with you, an hour later, the cart came out. David was nearby. I was nearby with my cart, which would be very important for putting the dishes into. The cart slowly rolled out. There was at least 10 people circling. It was like seeing all these other boats with their lines cast out, waiting to catch that massive fish. And then the minute it stopped, there's no hesitation. Your body moves before your mind finishes thinking. I had to secure the Denby. We put our hands on the trays. We had them in our hands. We were moving them to the cart. They were priced so affordably, $2 and $3. The tension started to leave my body once the cart was filling up. I don't know what the 10 people thought of us. They didn't see the fact that we waited for an hour. They didn't observe our stress and our uncertainty. They just probably saw us securing an amazing set of dishes. Thrifting really isn't about finding things. It's about the hunt, right? It's about that hunter-gatherer instinct that many of us have inside it. It's about being ready when something reveals itself. I mean, most of the work happened before anything is caught, and that's what happened today. And the irony is that when I got those dishes in my cart and when I put them on the counter to buy, I decided I'm not selling these. I'm keeping them. I fell in love with them. And the story and the memory of going after them is what sets thrifting apart from going to a retail store and buying something. You can't replicate this. You can't replicate this experience or the feeling of satisfaction when you finally won. The discovery isn't random. It's patient and readiness, and our patience really paid off today. And it's why we keep getting up in the morning and hitting the thrift store.